Pranama.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste. Akshay. Just a minute. We'll start with our prayer. Sorry, I'm a bit late today. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Aviravirmayedhi. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Let we be protected, let we be nourished. Let we strive with energy and vigor. Let our study be enlightening, not give rise to hostility. Om peace, peace, peace. Lead us to truth and not to untruth. Lead us to immortality. Lead us to enlightenment and not ignorance. Lead us to immortality and not to death. Let the self-manifest Atman grow in me. Om peace, peace, peace. Akhandam Satchidanandam Avang Manasagocharam Atmanam Akhiladharam Astraye Bhishta Siddhai. I take refuge in the self, the indivisible, the existence, consciousness, bliss, absolute, beyond the reach of words and thought, and the substratum of all, for the attainment of my cherished desire. So we are studying Vedantasara, the gist of Vedanta. What is Vedanta? The knowledge that is enshrined in Veda. So first, it is ritualistic. Second, it is upasana. Upasana means sitting closer to the divine. That means meditation, worshipping, etc. And the knowledge portion is jnana kanda. So karma kanda, upasana kanda, and jnana kanda. So this is the third one, Vedanta, end or gist or crux of Vedanta, Veda. And here we go with logic. Last time Akshay asked, when we see this world, how can it is not real? We experience it is real, right, Akshay?
Yes.
This was your question. Here what we do, here we use our uh, intellect. We have three main things: hands for work, so karma kanda, then heart to feel, upasana, and jnana, the hand, heart, and head. So head we use for understanding. Anything that we do, we try to understand. What is the reality? What is the science behind it? Why things fall? Like, when we put an apple or something and we drop it, it falls. So one way is to think that, okay, God pulls it. But another way, scientists will come, no, there is no need of God here. There is a principle there. So try to understand logically. We conduct the Friday class, Holy Mother, Sri Sharda Devi and her divine place. So that is on devotion. Here we try to understand logically, intellectually. So, what is the standard that we have set? That whatever does not remain in three kala, so it is temporary: past, present, and future. What remain in past, present, and future is eternal. Simple definition. Say, it is only two different aspects. See, if we think that it is all false, then I would not have talked to you. But what is being said here, that it is not trikala abadhita. Trikala abadhita means it should be in all three kala. Then only it is true. Whatever is now being experienced, the next moment it is not there. So how can we tell the changeful state as eternal? We cannot say. No logical person can say. So what we do, by seeing the changes, we try to find what is changeless. We try to find what is changeless. Say, you can see a car is running on the road. So car is changing because running, but road is not changing. Now, earth is moving, but the space is not moving. Even this space also is moving somewhat. It is expanding. But the principle that is holding it is not moving. Can you understand this? So this is called, like this way we try to figure out what is that impersonal, what is that which is indivisible, what is that who is eternal. It's logical. So we should be able to understand this. Of course, because we are from Ramakrishna order, so we don't take it as everything is mechanical. Even Advaitins also, like traditional Advaitins also, they don't take mechanical. Devatma Shakti, so this is Swagunair Nigudham. Even Upanishad says this. This power is divine. Because of that power, though it is one, but it looks like multifarious. Though it is changeless, but looks like it is changing. Now see, now I'll say this. If air is blowing all the time, but see from moon, whatever air is blowing within earth, within the atmosphere of Earth. So it is constant there. So whatever we see, say like so many conflicts are going on Earth, but you see from outside, it is all one. Say in one place it is raining very heavily. In another place it is not raining. So this difference we see when it is within. But from the whole perspective, that we cannot see this. That means we can see what is behind it. So what is moving? Seeing the movement, we have to find out what is not moving. Seeing the change, we have to find out what is changeless. Seeing deterioration, we have to find what does not deteriorate. See, body will fall, but what is there? Who holds this body? You see, every moment there are changes in body. So what is that it is not changing within the body? Because why? We experience also. When you say, or one of us, when we were kids, that time I am there, and now also I say I am there. So that I never changes. Even we, in our practical purposes, we also say, oh, you are the same David that I saw you 10 years back. Or you are Akshay that I came to know about 3 years back. So that Akshay, 3 years back Akshay, and this Akshay is the same. But body has changed. Body is changing all the time. So here logically we have to understand how this changes happen. How these changes happen. It looks like it is happening. In reality, that which is changeless, nothing changes. That is why the seeming changes we say it does not exist, or it is temporary. Say, when you are driving, you can see water at distance. But you go closer, there is no water. That means it is called mirage. By mirage, by seeing mirage, you are to see, oh, it is, though it is, the water was showing, but water was not there. Then what was there? It is the road on which the changes happen. So we have to try to find out, figure out what is that who never changes, who never gets destroyed. So this is a way of thinking. We do the same thing like, we go to shrine, we worship divine, we also eat. So all these are temporary. We don't say it does not exist, because that's too much. And especially in our public classes, we don't say that. But in our meditation, we have to think that I am not the changes. I am the changeless. Anyway, we'll go about it. But before that, let us read from. So, when this question was asked to Sri Ramakrishna, is this everything is non-existent? Sri Ramakrishna said it's only way of thinking. So as of now, you can think that this is a way of cultivating knowledge by which we can see that which never changes, that which is eternal. So we try to go to the principle. You can see things falling. So we go to principle means gravity. Now go beyond that. Light magnetism, electromagnetism, even gravity, everything crumbles. These are also temporary. So that which never changes is beyond this, even gravity, even light, electromagnetism, magnetism, whatever you say. So it is through knowledge we try to figure out. And this is the science. Therefore, it is impersonal. Therefore, it is universal. This applies to all countries. If I tell, okay, worship Sri Ramakrishna, some may agree, some may not agree. So what we do? Okay, no problem. Try to find out who you are. Are you this body? No. Because body is changing all the time. Whatever changes is not you. Whatever you were in 10 years back, now body has changed, but you have not changed. Similarly, mind also changes. That time you were a kid, now you are maybe in high school or intermediate. So changes happen in mind also. But you feel, I am the same person. Person never changes. So this way we try to find out who is this self. Now it is one self. Now when it is taken in say samashti means collective, then we say Paramatman. But both Atman, Paramatman are one. So it is challenging, no doubt. Not everybody can understand this. And they mock also. Some people mock this, but truth is infallible. You cannot destroy this. Whenever you will apply your intellect, you understand this. But if you don't want to apply intellect, emotion, you want to apply emotion, fine, good. We have no problem. Okay, so, okay. So, David, are you reading?
Yes, Swami. Do you want me to read tomorrow also?
Tomorrow.
Paul won't be here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. We'll read from the complete works of Swami Vivekananda.
I'm reading from Reason and Religion. Similarly, the sum total of this universe is immovable. We know, but everything pertaining to this universe consists of motion. Everything is in a constant state of flux, everything changing and moving. At the same time, we see that the universe as a whole is immovable, because motion is a relative term. I move with regard to the chair, which does not move. There must be at least two to make motion. If this whole universe is taken as a unit, there is no motion. With regard with what should it move? Thus the absolute is unchangeable and immovable, and all the movements and changes are only in the phenomenal world, limited. That whole is impersonal, and within this impersonal are all these various persons, beginning with the lowest atom, up to God, the personal God, the creator, the ruler of the universe, to whom we pray, before whom we kneel, and so on.
Okay, just a minute. Just now you see, we have not planned. Whatever we talked about it, Swamiji also is talking. Now here, concept of God, we will read that, because that is the text now, today. So, concept of God also, and how he is creating, preserving and destroying, that also we have to understand. But that's impersonal and personal God. Personal God, even that is also temporary. But ultimately it is impersonal God. That's The principle, yeah.
Such a personal God can be established with a great deal of reason. Such a personal God is explicable as the highest manifestation of the impersonal. You and I are very low manifestations, and the personal God is the highest of which we can conceive. Nor can you or I become that personal God. When the Vedanta says you and I are God, it does not mean the personal God. To take an example, out of a mass of clay, a huge elephant of clay is manufactured, and out of the same clay, a little clay mouse is made. Would the clay mouse ever be able to become the clay elephant? But put them both in water, and they are both clay. As clay, they are both one. But as mouse and elephant, there will be an eternal difference between them. The infinite, the impersonal, is like the clay in the example. We and the ruler of the universe are one. But as manifested beings, men, we are his eternal slaves, his worshippers. Thus we see that the personal God remains. Everything else in this relative world remains, and religion is made to stand on a better foundation. Therefore, it is necessary that we first know the impersonal in order to know the personal.
Okay. Now, Swamiji has given the example of clay mouse and clay elephant. I give example of the painter who paints. So we are like various painting, various characters. Say like a person writes stories. So the creator is like a writer, and the story is created. Similarly, magic and magician. So magician is always greater than his magic. In our individual also, like we watch our dream. We are the projector of the dream. So projector of the dream is always higher than the projected. Similarly, this whole world is projected. So the projector is always higher than the projected. Now we can see also storytelling or cinema. So cinema is projected. Somebody conceived a story, then a person who is the director, he directs people, and some people comes and acts. So the whole cinema is brainwave of some person. So he is greater than the cinema. And say something objectionable came from government, then he can change also. But the characters already depicted, they cannot change. The paintings cannot change. So similarly, we are created being. So created being and the creator cannot be the same. Like painting and the painter. Magic and magician cannot be the same. Like that. Yes, go ahead.
As we have seen, the law of reason says the particular is only known through the general. So all these particulars, from man to God, are known only through the impersonal, the highest generalization. Prayers will remain, only they will get a better meaning. All those senseless ideas of prayer, the low stages of prayer, which are simply giving words to all sorts of silly desires in our minds.
Okay, just a minute. And in Gita, Bhagavan says, Drabya yajñas tapo yajña yoga yajñas tatha pare swadhyaya jnani yajñascha yataya samsita brata. So various yajna. As you evolve, your way of worship also evolves. So worship will evolve. So personal God, very good. But ultimately there should be some impersonal, with the principle, what is the basis, the substratum, on which all the personal gods are conceived. I have a personal God, you have a personal God, you have a so many people have their own personal God. Personal God of whom? There comes impersonal God. So, yeah, go ahead.
All those senseless ideas of prayer, the low stages of prayer, which are simply giving words to all sorts of silly desires in our minds, perhaps will have to go. In all sensible religions, they never allow prayers to God. They allow prayers to gods. It is quite natural.
Okay, one
The
thing
Roman
Swami said, desire. Why we pray? To fulfill our desire. That means when there is desire, that means we want something. When we want something, we are caught in this snare. And personal God will fulfill. Yo yathamam prapaddante tangs tateva bhajamyam. So Bhagavan said also, but and whatever my devotees, the way they worship me, I worship in the same way. That means whatever we want, he'll fulfill. But we will be caught up in this snare. I am praying God, oh God, please heal me, let my trouble go away. So God will say, okay, fine, I grant. But I'll be in this only. So what we have to find? We have to find the truth behind. So this is very challenging. Not everybody is happy because everybody wants enjoyment. The other day I was watching a video. They were mocking. But those who want to enjoyment, those who want enjoyment, they'll get it. Yes, it's great fun to love God, to interact with Him. So that's also great fun. But that also is interaction. Sri Ramakrishna would sing the glory of God, and then he'll dance, he'll sing, enjoy. But after that, he'll merge in the self. That time it is the superlative bliss. In singing, in dancing, that's also a joy. But the superlative joy when everything totally absorbed in the self. Okay, which one is greater? Both are greater. Which, yin and yang? What is the beginning? Is it the egg or the hen? So this is a cycle. So that's why after realization, then the God-man enjoys both. So 3 stages are there. Vahya dasha, then they are interacting with devotees, singing the glories of God, dancing, then ardha vahya dasha. Then he cannot dance, he cannot sing that much, but still is enjoying. Third comes totally absorbed, antardasha, as in the case of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as in the case of Sri Ramakrishna. So both, all the stages are good. Which one is in a first step, second step, third step? Which one is better? All step. Without first step, how can you go to second step, then third step? So, personal, impersonal, it is like a cycle. The main thing is, without fighting, no, my personal God is better. No, 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 my impersonal God is better. Let us first enjoy. First, it's not harmful to have personal God. And then in course of time, impersonal God also. And then Sri Ramakrishna said, when you sing, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni, you cannot stay on Ni for a long time. You have to come back. Again, you have to go. Again, come back. So this goes on. And Sri Ramakrishna's language, Bach Khala. So then his mind would go to Sahasrar and come back to Vishuddha. Again go back. So Bachkala means like boat race. They would go to the destination, come back. Again go, again come. So it is complete. There is no point fighting. No, 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 my personal God is the best. Why should I bother about impersonal God? No, no. You cannot deny it. Even we are sitting on the ground. Without earth, we cannot sit on the ground. Without the universe, we cannot sit on this earth. Without God holding us, we cannot have this universe also. So this is the, it's a mutual expression of personal and impersonal God. Hope it is clear. Akshay?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So have you completed?
No, there's more, Swami.
Okay, so complete.
That is quite natural. The Roman Catholics pray to the saints. That is quite good. But to pray to God is senseless. To ask God to give you a breath of fresh air, to send down a shower of rain, to make fruits grow in your garden, and so on, is quite unnatural. The saints, however, who are little beings like ourselves, may help us. But to pray to the ruler of the universe, praying every little need of ours, and from our childhood saying, "Oh Lord, I have a headache, let it go," is ridiculous. There have been millions of souls that have died in this world, and they are all here. They have become gods and angels. Let them come to your help. But God, it cannot be. Unto him we must go for higher things. A fool indeed is he who, resting on the banks of the Ganga, digs a little well for water. A fool indeed is he who, living near a mine of diamonds, digs for bits of crystal.
Okay. I'll read from here. But to pray to the ruler of the universe, prating every little need of ours, "Oh God, please cure my disease. Oh God, please remove my financial difficulties." It's foolish. But though it is foolish, it is not as bad. As Sri Krishna also said, Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukriti no arjuna. Artha jigyasur arthati jnani cha bhartarshava. Tesham jnani nitya yukta ekra bhakti visheshyate. So Bhagavan says, I have 4 kinds of devotees. Artha, who is in difficulties. Jigyasu, who is the explorer, who is the questioner, who want to know, who want to have wisdom. Artharthi, oh God, please give me this, I'll offer this to you. So business. And 4th is Jnani, the wise. And Bhagavan says, all 4 are good. All 4 are good. But Jnani is my soul. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. So this is my considered opinion. So, asking from God is not bad. But the best is not to ask. Because he is the indweller, he knows what is required. Mother, like mother, if I cannot have something, mother will provide. So, but to pray to the ruler of the universe, prating every little need of ours, and from our childhood saying, "O God, O Lord, I have a headache, let it go, is ridiculous. There have been millions of souls that have died in this world, and they are all here. They have become gods and angels. Let them come to your help. But God, it cannot, but God. It cannot be, without God, it cannot be. Unto Him we must go for higher things. A fool indeed is he who, resting on the banks of the Ganga, that means it is available within us. The highest principle is highest truth is available within us. Our real self is available within us, and still we want little things of the world. So this is preposterous. And you see what happens. If you see today, all the conflict is because of, most of the conflict, not all, most of the conflicts are, my God is better than your God. And let us fight and decide. So this is going on. And it will go on till we grow in our wisdom. So it is available within us. A fool indeed he who, resting on the banks of the Ganga, because water is available, and cool water, nice pure water, digs a little well for water, like asking small favor from God. A fool indeed is he who, living near a mine of diamonds, digs for bits of crystal. So, what we do here, we don't want to be mechanical, that is right. It's not mechanical. That is why Chandi, it looks like here, those who are not initiated means they don't have studied from the teachers. They may think it is all mechanical. But those who are fortunate to study properly, they know it is not mechanical. This is to apply one's intellect. Okay, let us understand intellectually. Yes, heart is there. We'll apply that also. And hand is there. That also we'll use. So, now Chandi, what Chandi says. So Chandi also dealt this very nicely. Gita said that it is my divine power. Devi Hesha Gunomai Mama Maya Duratta. It is very difficult to cross over because this is my divine power. So what Chandi says? Chandi also says, Sri Chandi, Devi Mahatmya. So it says that jivas have their desires to be fulfilled. So what happens? Mahamaya Harishesha, Harishchesa Taya Sammohate Jagat Jnaninapi Chetamsi Devi Bhagavati Hisa. Now that power is given a anthropomorphic form, Devi. So Devi, so Adya Shakti, the primordial power. So what it says, by the great divine power, and therefore the world is deluded by her. This supreme goddess, the great that great power of consciousness attracts the perceiving capacity of all sensible beings. Even those who are wise people, they are also confused because of the influence of this Mahamaya. It is simple. I'll give some examples. A person, a thief, stole something and he was caught red-handed. And he tells, I tell you really and truly that I have not done it. And this way he convinces the, the, the owner that it was incidental. I was not aware that I was taking your things. And he believes this. So though he has stolen and he was caught red-handed, but because of his power of conviction or convincing power, people believe it. So this is how the influence, see, magic. People are very clever. They understand a little change also. But magician is more clever. So he shows you something which is not there. So this is like this. So this is a power, great power, primordial power. Now what happens? Balad akrishya mohaya mahamaya prayachati. So she attracts by the enchanting power. And then she creates this world. So what's the basis of this? It is desire. And if someone wants to go beyond, then one has to propitiate Mother. Mother means this Mahashakti, Mahamaya. And she is the cause of bondage. And she is the cause of the release also. Now when we say she, that means somebody else. No. It is ingrained. That's why we need to know the principle. Then we'll find that principle is within us. Whenever we are attracted with something, we want to covet it. So it is that power is working here. That power is Devi, no doubt. But that is within the system. So, what we are to do? We are to propitiate Mother. Propitiate Mother means we have to understand the principle on which it works. So it is, one can propitiate by praying. Actually what happens? When Sri Ramakrishna prayed to Mother, what happened? The knowledge dawned onto him. So Mother, as if removes the obstacle. It is as if, why? Because of your strong desire, Vyakulata. Your strong desire, because of your strong desire, I don't want anything else. I want knowledge, wisdom. I want vivek, vairagya, nothing else. So that intense prayer opens up the gate, the divine power, as if the Divine Mother opens the gate, as it were. So the depiction was that Narendranath went to Mother and prayed to Mother, "O Mother, give me vivek, vairagya, renunciation and discrimination, and give me knowledge, give me devotion." So this prayer is granted by Mother. Mother again, we can conceive outside also, there is no problem. But if we only think that she is outside, we cannot have it. She is within us. And we are to separate ourselves from that desire of the worldly things. Then only Mother will be propitiated. And that's why in Chandi, there is a prayer. The prayer in the beginning, Bhagavan says, God was sleeping in Yoga Nidra. And on a lotus flower, Brahma appeared. But two demons wanted to kill him. Then Brahma prays to the Divine Mother, "O Mother, please wake the divine." That means here also um, anthropomorphic, like Vishnu is lying down, and Brahma prays to Divine Mother, "Oh Mother, please wake him up." So it is to make people understand that this is the waking of the divinity that is already within us. So we'll read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Though we cannot go today to the text, but this is very good reading. So this is from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna says, "I am the machine and she is the operator. I am the house and she is the indweller." So when we say she, as if she is outside of me, yes, she is outside, inside, both. I am the chariot and she is the charioteer. I move as she moves me. I speak as she speaks through me. In the Kali Yuga, one does not hear the voice of God, it is said, except through the mouth of a child or a madman or some such person. So Sri Ramakrishna said three things: child, madman, and or such a person like Paramahamsa. So that's why I loved that time. A man cannot be a guru. Everything happens by the will of God. Heinous sins, the sins of many births and accumulated ignorance, all disappear in the twinkle of an eye. So when knowledge is dawned on, then all ignorance goes away. That's why we pray in the beginning. Lead me to enlightenment and not ignorance. So, a man cannot be a guru. Everything happens by the will of God. Heinous sins, the sins of many births and accumulated ignorance, all disappear in the twinkling of an eye. Through the grace of God, when light enters a room that has been kept dark 1,000 years, does not remove the 1,000 years darkness little by little or instantly. Of course, at the mere touch of light, all the darkness disappears. What can a man do? He may speak many words, but after all is said and done, everything rests with God. The lawyer says, "I have said all that can be said. Now the verdict rests with the judge." Brahman is actionless. Now see, Brahman is actionless, the impersonal. When it is engaged in creation, preservation, and dissolution, it is called the primal power, Adya Shakti, personal God. So example is given like water moving in waves or placid, snake moving or not moving. So when mother is creating, mother again not outside, creating, preserving and destroying, so we call her Adya Shakti. It is called the primal power, Adya Shakti. This power must be propitiated. Don't you know that it is so written in the Chandi? The gods first sang a hymn to the Adya Shakti in order to propitiate her. Only then did Hari wake up from his yoga sleep, yoga nidra. Tvam swaha, tvam sadha, tvam hi vashatkara swarupini, etc. So, it is not mechanical, and what we do here, we try to understand logically so that we know the principle, we know the science of it, and we don't search outside. What is the advantage? advantage is, then we'll try to figure out here. That's the advantage. We give some example, and this happens every day. So all these examples to find that truth who is impersonal. Though he is impersonal, he appears as personal, and also he is projected, created outside also. So how it is possible that that which is impersonal appears as personal and also created and projected? This is the study. This is the study. So, last time we have already studied, just we'll mention idam ajnanam. Now another thing to understand, swagunair nigudham. So it has three aspects, not qualities, though it is guna. One meaning of guna is quality. But here guna is the aspect. It's a binding force. What is that? See, say a mobile phone. One thing is gross, which is jada. But something is the operating system. Because of that it works. And something who has conceived this or coded that. So one thing, anything that works, one is very subtle and something works and something is jada. So whatever is jada is called tamas. Whatever functions, acts, it is called rajas. And whatever is subtle, various layers are there. A person who coded intelligently and the person who conceived. So all kinds of, the person who conceived is like the personal God in this case. And the person who coded and put his intellect here, so that's also sattik. Sattik, that means intellect. That means very pure. So Vishuddha Sattva Pradhana, then Malina Sattva Pradhana, and then Rajasic, then Tamasic, all these we'll discuss. Everywhere we can have this. Say, a thief comes and tells a story that he has not stolen. So, the thief is gross, that means the jada, and the way he presents, that is rajasic because he works, and the way he presents, that is sattva, though malina sattva. What is the point here? Don't take that example. Take the gist or spirit of that example. So this is Trigunatmika. Trigunatmika means it has three aspects. One is very pure, one is full of activities. Say I give another example, like your television screen or computer screen. So it has something behind which never moves, jada, and something moves, like many points are there which are on and off, on and off. That's why you see some image. And something behind that works. It works very fast. The impulses is taken from, say, Portland to California, and then to India, and then maybe all other countries. And then it comes back. So such a great work is going on. So this is Rajas. So in everything we can find three aspects. So in just what we'll try to find out, this creation, how it is created. It has sattva, rajas and tamas. But the beginning point is ignorance. Not knowing the principle correctly. So gross examples are given. Seeing water in a mirage. Seeing a snake on a rope. So these are examples, stock examples of Vedanta, but we have so many examples. Our, um, our dreams are like that, magic is like that, thief convincing. So like see how it works. One thing is truth. Truth is the thief has stolen something. That is truth. And now he plays with words and creates a situation when he proves that he has not stolen. You know, it happens in courts. Though person who has committed some sin, say by intellectual argument, a lawyer proves that he has not stolen because that day he was not there. But he was verily there. So, truth stands alone. And this, some components are there by which it looks like something else. So ignorance, from ignorance come all this aberration. Stock example is seeing water on in a mirage. Though it is water is not there, but we see it. Though the snake is not there on the rope, but because of the shape of the rope, we see or we imagine a snake. Similarly, this world, we see it. We cannot deny. But behind this is the same truth. It appears like multifarious. It appears like it is deteriorating. It appears like it is getting destroyed. But the truth behind is eternal, nitya, shuddha, pure. Buddha, highly intelligent, nitya, shuddha, buddha, mukta, and it's free. Though it may look like it is bound, it is impure, it is not eternal, it is changeful, all this may look like this, but in reality, it is nitya, shuddha, buddha, mukta sabhava. This is the exercise that we will do in our subsequent classes. I am sorry we could not go to the text today, but I think this is very important to clarify. And it is not mechanical. It is the principle behind that which is impersonal, looks like personal, and looks like this created world. As Swami Vivekananda said, this world is objectified God. When we see through our five senses, we see the same truth as this world. But when we see through our pure mind, the same truth manifests in its own glory. So it is how we perceive. So it is not that it exists, it is not that it does not exist. Truth alone exists. And whatever is appearing, that is not existing. So that is the point. Any question?
I had a, yeah, like does the personal God live in like Vaikuntha or Kailash?
Personal God? So repeat it.
Does personal God live in place like Vaikuntha or Kailash?
Could you understand? Okay. Yeah, you see, you can conceive that way in the beginning. There is no harm. Shiva, we conceive, Shiva has beautiful lock, and then he lives in Kailash, Vishnu lives in Vaikuntha. That's fine, no problem. That is called bhakti. That way worshipping God. But gradually and gradually, what will happen? Your heart will be Kailash, where Shiva is residing, and you are merged in that Kailash. You are living in that Kailash. Or if you are worshipping Vishnu, your heart will be Vaikuntha. So, in the beginning, that's good. Say, like Rama, there is Ayodhya. Rama temple is coming up. So there is Ayodhya, there is Sarayu. There is no harm. Physically, yes. And there is Sri Lanka. And Rama and Ravana fought. And Sita was abducted. All these stories, fine, very good. But after that, try to find out. In the world, in the principle also, this is happening. Somebody is like Rama, is doing good. Somebody is like Ravana, is always, like Middle East, you can see how they are fighting. So in the society also it is there. Same principle. If somebody says, I don't believe in Rama or Ayodhya, or okay, no problem. See in the society, you'll find same principle is working. Okay, somebody says, I don't believe that also. Then we can say, you can find the same principle is working within you. So Rama is there, Ravana is also there. And the fight is going on. What Sita? Sita was abducted. Why? Because Sita was attracted to golden deer. So she was as if tempted by greed or some liking, disliking. So that is why Ravana takes away. So by this we have to understand the principle here. Similarly, there is no harm thinking that there is Kailasha. I also went there, Mansarovar and Kailas. Yeah, good. But then we have to discover the same thing, same principle within us. Then only it has meaning. It's a churning of the ocean. Still it is going on. East and west, its churning is going on. And some good things are coming, some bad things are also coming, some poisons are also coming. And Shiva, see, symbol of Shiva. Shiva, everybody was attracted by good things. Like Vishnu took Vaijayanti and what's that called? That money and Lakshmi. But nobody was taking the poison. Somebody has to take poison. So Shiva came forward and took poison. And he drank it, and that's the Nilkantha. The poison could not affect him. Even, for Jnanis, poison cannot affect. So Sri Ramakrishna kept, some sweets which he could not give to others. He gave that to Narendranath, because Narendranath only could digest it. Many devotees would bring some sweetmeats with some desires. So other people cannot digest it. So Shiva, like Narendranath, he could digest. So many people cannot digest poison. Shiva only can. So symbolically also it is good. Say Hanuman, the government of India gave some COVID vaccines to, I think, Brazil or Argentina. So the president of that place put the symbol of Hanuman, as if Hanuman is bringing that medicine with So symbols are very, very good to express some ideas. Similarly, there is no harm thinking that yes, God lives there. Like a Ram temple. The whole awakening of the country is happening because of that. So, it is not harmful, it is good. But with that, we must cultivate what is the principle behind it. Then we are benefited. Otherwise, there may be conflict within us, and also conflict in the society outside of us. Right? Very good question. You are very nice. Thank you.
Thank
We'll share prayer. So whatever way you are proceeding, please go ahead with that. There is no harm. This way our ideas concretized. In the beginning you need to go to school. You cannot say, no, I don't want to go to school. I'll learn everything at my home. In the beginning you need to go to school. But after, say 15, 16 years, now you are master, no need of going to school. So that growth should be there. One should not be a school goer at the age of, say, 60. I mean, take the spirit of it, what I'm saying. One should not be like a mustache baby. Baby, he has mustache, but he behaves like a baby. Not like that. Right? One should grow. So in the beginning, no harm. It is helpful also. Like we go to Vrindavan, it's total different place. And you enjoy. And yes, Kailash, if you go there, Kailash Manasarovar, it's totally different. That helps. But we should not stop our growth there. Rather, we are to expand in our wisdom. Thank you. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tatsat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you.
Pranam.
Namaste.
Eva.
Namaste. Sorry I took a little more time.